Facundo, bring the car over. I have a meeting. Facundo, bilisan natin. We don't want to keep the Prince of Baclaran waiting. Let's do this. With so many options available at the 10 million peso price level, how do you convince people to go for your luxury vehicle and a full-size sedan at that? Well, you make it bigger, longer, wider, and equipped with all of the creature comforts any backseat boss can ever ask for. Of course, throw in a full electric drivetrain, all-wheel drive, and a smooth air suspension, and you know you have a rolling mansion on wheels without being excessively extravagant. You see, at only 10,390,000 Philippine pesos, the BMW i7 xDrive 60 is not a cheap car by any means, but it is still more affordable than other equivalent flagship European luxury sedans in the Philippines. So, what makes the BMW i7 so special, and does it deserve a parking spot in your mansion? Let's find out. Here at Reagan's Rides, we do car reviews of SUVs, sports cars, trucks, and everything in between. So subscribe and hit the bell. Alright, so let's start here in the best seats of the house. You see, nobody buys a BMW 7 Series or an i7 here in the Philippines so that they can drive it themselves. If you're that type of person, well, you might as well get the 5 Series or the 3 Series because those, my friends, are more manageable to drive around Philippine roads than this behemoth right here. You see, you don't drive the BMW i7. Instead, it's a vehicle that you get driven in. See, the back seats are equipped with some of the best relaxation features that you can get at this price level. See, we get fully automatic doors here because we don't want the hassles of physically opening and closing your doors. We have a silver button up top here, which automatically opens the door for you, and that same button also closes that door for you. Heck, even your chauffeur can automatically open and close your doors when he's sitting up front because he also has controls over there. Now, we also have power adjustable seats here that come with heat, ventilation, and a massage function. Now, all of these can be controlled with this touchpad that you have that's mounted right here on the door cards. We have one on each door card here at the back, so both passengers have full control for the seat functions right here. Heck, we can even control all the other stuff like your lights, your sun blinds, your 4-zone climate control system here, and we can even control your audio system. You can choose your songs, and yeah, you can even adjust the volume from here at the back, and you can just sit back and relax as you listen to your Bowers & Wilkins surround sound system here. Now, there is a center armrest which you can fold up in case you have to accommodate a third wheel here at the back, but personally I prefer it to be down because we also have a wireless charging pad there, and we also have a container here, a felt line container right there. Now, considering that this BMW i7 is a full electric vehicle and it doesn't have a center drive shaft, I'm kind of wondering why we have that center tunnel right there, but I kind of think it's also for, you know, for that exclusive privacy that you can get from your seatmate here at the back. Yeah, we have that still. Now, what else do we have here? When it comes to the ride itself, I mean, I got to ride here at the back seat a few times during this press car lend out, and I must say, the ride quality is really, really good. I mean, since this is a full EV, we don't get any vibrations here in the cabin. We don't have any noise from an internal combustion engine. So, once you activate that massage function, you set your sitting position to recline a little bit, and you have these soft pillows for your neck. Yeah, dude, you're going to have to fight in order to not fall asleep here at the back. I mean, it can get so relaxing. Just close all of those sun blinds, and you can have a really relaxing backseat experience here in the BMW i7. Now, here's the thing. What if your driver takes a day off? What if you need to drive this car yourself? Well, let's go up front and find out how it performs. Well, if your driver takes a day off, then for your sake, you have to go drive a smaller car, all right? Like the 5 Series or even the 3 Series. But let's say your wife took the 5 and your son is driving the BMW Z4, and you have absolutely no choice but to drive this i7, then fret not, because you're driving a very special car. You see, this vehicle, my friends, is so massive, so long, that it's borderline impractical to drive it on tight Philippine roads. Now, that sheer size, that impracticality of it all, makes the BMW i7 so much more special. You see, any multimillionaire here in the Philippines can buy and drive a Toyota Alphard, or let's say a Land Cruiser, or even a Suburban. And you will look the part. You will look rich when you're driving those vehicles. But a flagship, premium, full-size sedan like the BMW i7, you know, it not only looks wealthy, it also exudes power and authority. You see, the car itself is a powerful statement. And I encounter that whenever I drive this car because, the other vehicles on the road, even the other motorbikes, they gave me a lot of space. And nobody really messed with me on the road whenever I'm behind the wheel of the BMW i7. Actually, I think most of them are kind of afraid to have a fender bender with this baby right here because, it's going to be a very expensive repair bill, an insurance bill for them. But anyway, the drive itself of the BMW i7, it can be pretty sedate, and it can be very, very comfortable for such a powerful car. You see, we can put it on efficient mode, and you can maximize the quoted 625 kilometers worth of range. Now, that's a lot of range considering that we have dual electric motors here, one located in the front axle and one at the back. Now, the all-wheel drive electric system can produce a whopping 544 horsepower and 745 newton meters of torque, which you can unleash if, let's say, the boss at the back is in a bit of a hurry to go to his next meeting. See, all we need to do is click my modes here, all right? Toggle sport mode, all right? There you go. And you can rock it from 0 to 100 kph in as quick as 4.7 seconds. 4.7 seconds, pa. Let's do this. Woo! What the? What the heck? It comes with those Hans Zimmer spaceship sounds when you're doing that. Woo! Let's try it again. What the? I love it. Woo! 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 Awesome. But anyway, I'm on the highway. I still have a long drive to go, so I'm going back to efficient mode. I need to maximize my range on this thing. Now, dude, wow, that is not bad for a road-going luxury barge. All right, perfect. Now, BMW did its best to tune the i7 to drive like a BMW, and to some extent, they did a pretty good job. You see, the steering response is still sharp, but the steering feel is leaning more towards the comfort side, and it's a little bit lighter than what I'm used to when it comes to BMWs. The handling is also not as sharp as, let's say, a smaller car, naturally. But the fact that we have that, the adaptive damping and the air suspension here, and it's tuned more for smoothness rather than sharpness. which is what you'd expect because, well, this is not a canyon carving weapon, but rather it's meant to really transport you in the utmost luxury that you can ever get for the price. Now, the biggest driving ace of the i7 though is, well, it's still that instant acceleration that you get when you're out on the open highway, which is what you can expect from a dual motor full EV. All right, let's try out these auto doors. Press. Awesome! Anyway, if there's one thing that everybody will agree on, it's the fact that the design of this BMW i7 will definitely draw attention. Now, while there are some BMW purists out there who doesn't like this overall design, well, I have to hand it to the designers at BMW for stepping out of their comfort zone and giving us something that is truly unique. You see, the first thing that you'll notice here are the large kidney grills right there, which now comes with BMW's iconic glow design, which is just the LED lighting units that trace the silhouette of that front grille. I mean, it looks really trippy at night. I mean, if you see it, it looks really trippy. Now, pair that with the LED DRLs that we have here in the LED headlight units, but these LED DRLs now come with crystal. Oh yes, dude, we have crystal here, and these are no ordinary crystal. These are Swarovski crystal, which literally glitters at night, and it looks really, really awesome. I mean, it adds a healthy dose of bling bling to this already futuristic and unique looking front fascia. Now, if you look at that mug, and if you look at it in this paint job, it kind of reminds me of Bullet Bill. You know that Super Mario character, Bullet Bill, that looks like a bullet? Kind of reminds me of that. And in fact, it even looks like a mechanical shark. It looks really that good. Now, while it might not sit well with BMW purists out there, personally, I like it. I like this design because not only is it unique, but it's also pretty brave, pare. It is pretty brave. Now, when you look at the side profile, you will see just how long this BMW i7 is. Now, would you believe me if I tell you that this vehicle is in fact longer than the Toyota Hi-Ace Super Grandia Elite? Oh yeah, dude, you better believe it. It is actually longer than that big van. Anyway, because of that size, because of that length, the i7 sits on a set of 21-inch aerodynamic alloy wheels here, and even if these are the largest set of rims that I've ever seen in any of the cars that I've reviewed, well, they don't look over the top, you know? They don't look that big. In fact, they look just right because of the massive size of this BMW i7. Now, behind those wheels, we also have four-wheel disc brakes here naturally, and for the suspension, it rides on double wishbones up front, and we have multi-links at the back. Now, the ground clearance stands at 136 millimeters, but this i7 can be raised by a few millimeters because we also have a two-axle air suspension system here. Now, if you look at the door handles, we also have a recessed set of door handles here, which comes with puddle lamps. You see, we don't have puddle lamps on the side mirrors. That's too pedestrian. We have them on the door handles here, and we also have these buttons which operate your automatic doors. See? And you gotta step back because it has a sensor. It won't open fully if it senses that you're too near. So you have to step back so that you can get in. Right. Alright, so when you get in, you will see that to operate the doors from inside, you actually have three buttons, three possible options. First, we have the button here on the middle dashboard, which is for your automatic door opening and closing. Second, we have a black button right here on the door card itself for your manual opening and closing. And in case the i7 runs out of battery and you can't use those two buttons, we also have a third option, which is a manual lever that can be found underneath the door card here, tucked in right there, so that you can manually open the door. Now, the cockpit itself is pretty impressive. Although the seats here up front doesn't get the same features that we have at the back, at least for this tester unit. You see, we have Veganza leather here, which is BMW's vegan leather, but the feel, the smell, and the looks of this Veganza leather is just as good as any premium natural leather material out there. However, we only have a heating function here. We don't get the ventilation and the massage functions for the front seats, at least for this press car unit. But since I saw it in the brochure in the website of BMW Philippines, I do believe that it's an option that you can spec for your i7. But yeah, don't quote me on that because I'm not really sure. But this one, this press car, it doesn't get that. It only has heating function. Now, the leather-wrapped steering wheel here also comes in the same shape and design as the one found in the BMW iX. And we also have power adjustment here, naturally, see? And yeah, just like the BMW iX, we also have a set of curved twin LED panel displays here that comes with wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and the image of a 360-degree view camera. Now, we also have BMW's assistant here, and it's coming on there. All right, so we have BMW's assistant here, so you also have voice command features. And yeah, aside from that, if you look at the dashboard here, you will see that we have a really gorgeous dashboard design. You see, we have this crystalline middle dashboard here that also has your ambient lighting units. And if you activate your hazard lights, as you can see, it actually blinks in red, and that is really, really cool. Now, another thing that I noticed here is the AC vents are quite minimalist. You see, we have thin slats for your AC vents, which further enhances the aesthetic of this dashboard. And we also have a way to control the airflow, digital way to control the airflow there. And yeah, when you go over to the center tunnel, we also have the full crystal nipple shifter here. We also have the crystal rotary knob and the crystal volume control. And we also have a wireless charge pad. Now, finally, this BMW i7 is equipped with a full glass roof up there, a panorama glass roof, which is thrown in for good measure. When it comes to safety, the i7 is equipped with what they call the Driving Assistant Professional Package, which is BMW's full advanced driver assist system. Now, of all the BMWs I've driven and reviewed, this is the first time that I've driven a car from them that came with full ADAS. And I like it. You see, it's not as intrusive as most ADAS systems out there, and it still allows you a good amount of control over your car while you're driving it, which is how it should be. Now, this i7 is also equipped with a parking assistant, which I came pretty close to using. I came pretty close to using it, but being a proud Tito of Manila, well, I still relied on my awesome parking skills. You see, the first day I got this car, I drove it and I parked it in the basement parking area of the Power Plant Mall in Rockwell in Makati. And if you know that place, yeah, it has some really small and tight parking spots. Now, it was a bit of a challenge, but I was still able to do it. But heck, when I went home and I parked it in my parking slot in my condominium building, yeah, you could see, dude, it's just too long. It wouldn't even fit in my own parking slot. I mean, I had to get a little bit of space from the parking slot behind me. Now, thankfully though, we also have that air suspension system here, which acts like a lift kit. So if you're going to take the i7 up, let's say a steep parking ramp, you won't have any problems with that because yeah, the nose will lift up a little bit and you won't scrape the nose of this behemoth right here. So yep, steep parking ramps and even high-speed bumps are not really going to be an issue when you're driving the BMW i7. The BMW i7 comes with a pretty big butt for a full-size sedan. I mean, BMW tried to tame it a little bit by giving it these set of sleek-looking LED taillight units, but yeah, it doesn't really work. It still looks pretty big, and you can blame that on this large rear bumper that we have here. Now, this big booty comes with an advantage though, because that means that we do have a larger capacity for its boot space. Now, when you pop open this smart trunk, see? You will see that we get 500 liters of cargo capacity here, which is large enough for a medium sky travel luggage. Yep, you can put that there. You can put a second, actually we can put it up like this. See? You can put a second one right there, and you have space for smaller items around it. Now, if you're taking the i7 out golfing, well, this trunk area can easily accommodate a pair of golf bags without any issues. So, is the BMW i7 a worthy vehicle for your garage? Well, it offers business class levels of comfort and convenience for the boss on the go. And with its 625-kilometer maximum range on a single charge, range anxiety is also minimized. Now, while it may not have the luxury backseat amenities found in pricier Euro sedans, the i7 still provides a lot of power and a commanding presence on the road that tells everyone that the boss has arrived. And that by itself makes it absolutely worth it. Thanks for watching.